All right, y'all. So I want you to, in this little part of the video, watch how the watch how the square ups are affecting your timing. Everybody's kind of squaring up at different times. Your catches are mostly in time, right? But you're squaring up right at the end. And you're finishing all at different times. And this is going to come with practice and with time. However, just want to point this out that this is the main, this plus handle heights, the timing plus handle heights is the main factor in set. So your handle heights are, um, as you'll see later in the video when I kind of do the aerial view, are a little bit wonky, but that's the thing is we're going to get that with time. But watching it from this perspective is really helpful. So you're catching mostly at the same time, but there's different power levels. There's different issues with stroke per person, and that's fine. But just make sure when you're watching these videos, you're not just looking at yourself, but look at the boat as a whole and how you guys are rowing together. So with this aerial view, you can kind of look at these handle heights and see that they're all kind of different. In general, the timing is great. We were very impressed with it. But if we're squaring up all at the same time, there's more likelihood that we're going to catch all at the same time. So watch those square ups. All right, so looking at starboard side here, at times it was down to port, at times it was down to starboard, but in general, same comment, handle heights, square up timing. Zooming in to look at some individuals here, Isa, watch those quick catches. Your lean was a little bit better after we pointed it out. You're not squaring with or feathering with your outside hand, which is good. Eliza, get that forward body angle. Linda, you can also kind of see that waviness in your recovery handle heights here as well. If I could get you back in frame. At times you're not doing it and at other times you are, so just watch out for it. Maddie, you're pulling in and not really tapping down on some strokes. You'll pull in and then it just comes straight out or even go up when you come out, and that's affecting the set as well. So watch out for that. And then Lily, same with you, kind of just consistency with your tap downs. Beth, you've got pretty good handle height levelness in and out of your finish, but again, just make sure you're sitting up, stacking that spine, and relaxing those shoulders. Um, it looks like very uncomfy for you, so I want you to really focus on that because rowing shouldn't be something that's like super tense. You want to kind of find some fluidity to it. All right, Marion, I think your spacers were messed up, but just here you can kind of see how you weren't tapping down really at all. You're kind of pulling in and pulling out um, without tapping down and kind of even going up actually in some cases. Watch out for feathering with that outside hand, Eliza. Inside hand only. Square up earlier, Linda. You're kind of flip catching, as you can see here, right at the end of the recovery. You want to be ready for that catch right when you get up there. You're going to crab more if you don't stop flip catching. So keep an eye out for that. Both Maddie and Lily, get your hands out and your body over. Right now, you're both not setting that body angle early enough. Beth, I think you could also get more reach as well, but I think that will come with just focusing on sitting up and getting that spine stacked. Shreya, I think you also need to work on squaring up earlier. You're flip catching here. All right, here's another aerial view of the boat. Just take a second, kind of look at the timing, look at the handle heights, the flip catching. So Beth, you're kind of keeping your blade very high. Tap down a little bit more. You guys are all catching before Isa and Eliza. Eliza, you're catching before Isa at times as well. So once again, I'm sure you're tired of hearing it, but timing, timing, timing. If you watch videos of Olympic rowing, their tap downs are minuscule, but they're consistent and they're all at the same spot. So once we get there, I promise the boat will be more set. Maybe not Olympic level set, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so I think you guys were starting to get tired by this point. This was us passing, we've passed ARC, I believe, and we're about to pass AJ, so we're almost home. I think this was when you guys were getting tired. You can tell that, port's here. You can see that at times, for example, Linda, your oars, and Isa, your oars aren't, pushed all the way out into the oar lock. They're coming in every time you finish your stroke, which just tells me that muscles are getting tired. This is the longest we had ever rode all 8. Um, so that's understandable. Oh, there we go. There we go. This is where we could tell y'all we're really moving the boat with that power 10. It should get to the point where the boat should move like this even during steady state. Once we figure out that ratio of pressing the knees down for every stroke and slow up that slide, once we can figure that out, we will get to the point where the boat mechanics, the boat moves like this. So this is the goal. These power 10s, the power 10s we're doing right now are going to be the standard in the future. So hopefully this felt good, even though it was a little bit messy, understandably, but this is the feeling we're going for. All right, so second to last clip, take a look at port side finishes here. Catches are pretty much on time, but you guys are finishing at very different times, and you're finishing and kind of slapping that blade back down on the water. That comes from raising your hands out of the recovery. So you finish, and then you kind of raise your hands a little bit. Sorry for the camera work. Man, I wasn't even driving. But yeah, so keep an eye out for when you finish. Don't raise your hands back up. You want to finish high and tap down a little bit rather than finishing high, or sorry, finishing low and then raising your hands up. But catches look pretty good here. Got some backsplash. Boat's moving pretty well. Love that. And this is very good, especially I think you guys got it back after that power 10. This is the end of practice, going back to the dock. So I know y'all were tired at this point, but it's looking real good for where we were. So catches started to get a little bit slower here, just a little bit messier. But see that little bit of backsplash that you guys have? The backsplash I'm talking about is that little splash of water that goes backwards behind your blade. So you're coming up to the catch, you're square. When you're placing it into the water, you kind of like place it in that last inch of the recovery. So you get this, what we call backsplash. That's what we really want to see, even with flat water, with no rain. You want to be nice and square before you get up to the catch so that you can just kind of like place it in that last inch of the slide and get that little bit of splash. So happy to see that's already kind of happening for y'all. Good practice. Very proud of you guys. Yay.